This must be what it was like. This must be what it was like, sort of editing Apocalypse Now. Just like I've just got footage and stuff, and I've got to make some semblance of narrative out of everything. Film.
Good stuff.
Or Spinal Tap.
Or Anchorman. The extra DVD thing that he did. So, good evening. Sorry, it's your show.
Yeah. Yeah, not on BBC Three now.
I probably am statistically. They got their money's worth. It's all very well not giving you repeat fees, but then they don't have to look at my mum's face when I tell her no flowers for you this year. So write to BBC.
How will you get it?
What? Flowers? Just on Valentine's Day, love. He's quick, isn't he? He's quick in real life.
I suppose we should probably just get started.
Let's get cracking.
It's basically just been 2.5 hours of edit points, really, hasn't it?
That's good. It'll come down to a nice
84 minutes.
What are you trying to make it into?
About an hour.
About an hour?
We've already done an hour and a half.
Oh.
I haven't even done the main bit that people technically listen to.
It's all right. Matthew's bit will come right down. So let's go.
Yeah.
He's not in the room. It's fine. So let's get. I keep trying to say let's get going, but it's not my show.
No, it's fine. No, you're right.
My hands are tied. Do your admin and then let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
Stop Spielberging all over my poltergeist.
I'll tell you what though, I went to an Indiana Jones day. I went to an Indiana Jones day, and the table next to me was the guy that played the head Nazi, right? Not the guy with the glasses and the hat from Raiders of the Lost
Julian
Ark.
Glover.
It's not Julian Glover.
Is it Julian Glover?
He's tall. He's got grey hair, and he is the guy from the Ferrero Rocher adverts that goes excellent. I met him. You're welcome.
Yeah. You know the.
I didn't meet him. I had a fizzy orange next to him, but it was like meeting him in a way.
Stop saying let's get this show started, then not letting me get the show started.
Come on, Richard, let's get this show on the bloody road.
So it's time for the final part of the show, where our special guest Nick Helm chooses his favourite scenes from films, his favourite beginning, ending, and two miscellaneous scenes in between. From any films ever. So before we get started and do your first scene, are there any choices for movie scenes you really like that you couldn't do because of the limitations of a largely audio podcast?
Yeah, loads. This is really hard to come up with anything of any value. I tell you what, one of my favourite. I haven't seen the film that many times, but one of my favourite movie openings is the beginning of Once Upon a Time in the West, where the train station. There's lots of close-ups, but also The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is legitimately one of my favourite films. That's got my favourite opening to any film. Is probably the first half hour of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because it takes like 10 minutes to introduce each character, and Il Bueno. It's because it's Spanish with a French accent, and it's got like, so Lee Van Cleef gets introduced. He's on screen for about 10 minutes, and then it says the bad, and then you get Eli Wallach. Wallace.
Don't know.
Wallach. So, and then they do him in He's the Ugly, and then they do. Yeah, that's half an hour. And you know about me and keeping to time. So yeah, I like
succinct Helm, they call him.
To be honest, it's a bunch of bollocks, isn't it? Because I like a lot of films, and so I've just picked 5 scenes basically. They could be favourites. But as you know, I sent you a beginning and an end, and then I sent you about 8 middles.
Yeah.
And I could have done more, but you've decided to have 2 middles because those are the ones that you already had printed out.
Yes.
And fine,
it just seemed easier at 4 o'clock this afternoon to decide those would be the ones we do this evening.
We won't do Wrath of Khan. That's fine. But,
you can just do the bit.
It was the bit which was when Spock's death in Wrath of Khan. That was one of my favourite scenes.
Well, if you want, for the sake of the listeners at home, we could just recreate the really touching bit with the. Doesn't work.
The joke's on you guys, because that was from Star Trek Into Darkness. Pricks.
Yeah.
That is a fucking shit film.
I know.
That is a fucking film that makes absolutely no fucking sense. I'm not going to go off on one, but the main bad guy is called John Harrison. And I just thought, this is bullshit. I was best man at John Harrison's wedding. We were the only two in that theatre that laughed. Every time they said, John Harrison is the most evil man in the galaxy, just like, he's not that bad. Although he can't control his drink.
Well, Star Trek Into Darkness is a film where you watch the film and you go, I want to see the film the trailer advertised. Which was essentially Khan destroying everybody on the planet. And
I'm not going to go off on one. I mean, it doesn't work just going off on a rant. But basically, they spent so much time casting, Spock, Bones, and Kirk, right? So that they could kind of like pass as the original lot. Especially Zachary Quinto, who looks exactly like Leonard Nimoy, really. Well, they went to that much effort to make him look exactly like Leonard Nimoy, so he could stand next to actual Leonard Nimoy, and they could go, "That's a younger version of you." And then they get fucking Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch, that's what I call it. But Benedict Cumberbatch to play, what was his name? Ricardo Montalban. And it's just like, he's a fucking Spanish guy he's a Mexican guy playing an Indian guy. And you're Benedict Cumberbatch.
And there
is no fucking,
But the whole thing was when the TV series, he was in the TV series, and they bring him back for the movies. Like, if you've seen the TV series, you'll appreciate who this character is.
They wanted to get Benicio del Toro, but he turned it down.
Yeah.
To do another ice cream advert, fucking.
Yeah. So rather than moan about Star Trek Into Darkness and the fact that they basically had to get rid of Simon Pegg's character so that Chekhov would have something to do. Otherwise, there's no point. There's basically 4.
But they wrote Bones out of it, and they just said Simon Pegg's more popular than Carl Urban, so let's give Simon Pegg everything to do. It's just kind of like, but Scotty was never in the TV series that much. He wasn't in it that much to have a whole fucking 45 minutes of a movie devoted just to him. Fuck that.
Problem is,
what's his name? Doohan. What's his name?
James Doohan.
James Doohan. Did you ever hear him talk in his real accent?
No.
No, me neither.
No. Did you see the Knight Rider episode where he played someone who thought he was Scotty from Star Trek who'd gone mad?
He's awesome. Did you see him in fucking Loaded Weapon 1? Yeah. Great times, people. Great times.
Yeah. Oh. So, what, Nick Helm, TV's Nick Helm, what have you chosen for your favourite opening to any film ever?
My favourite opening to any film ever is the opening of... Drum roll? No?
Yes.
Thank you, people. A little bit of fucking brightness. Stop it now. Good. No, it's the opening of Cliffhanger. It was a great fucking movie. It's Cliffhanger. Actually, I love Cliffhanger. Of all of the Die Hard sequels, it was the best. It's better than Under Siege, better than Under Siege 2, which was technically Die Hard 5, and it was better. It's the best.
Cliffhanger. Oh, John Lithgow apparently hates his performance in the film.
It is bad,
but it is
bad. John Lithgow playing like an English. Have you seen Cliffhanger?
Yes.
Has anyone here not seen Cliffhanger?
Who's not seen Cliffhanger?
Oh no!
What? You fucking you of all people. I feel like.
Have you seen Ace Ventura 2?
Stabbed in the back. Have you seen Ace Ventura 2? It's better than Ace Ventura 2.
But they have the opening is the same in Ace Ventura 2.
It's the same as Ace Ventura 2. Say that again.
Except that it's a raccoon.
Except that it's a raccoon. They do a really clever.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of Austin Powers being a remake of Demolition Man. It's just shitting on a great man's work, isn't it?
What's incredible, I think, is Cliffhanger's one of those films that I think is technically probably not very good, but is also brilliant. Because
you're right. What's wrong? You're a massive Austin Powers fan?
No, really.
Massive Ace Ventura 2 fan? Or were you off topic? You know, this is a fucking professional fucking podcast. Sorry about these two pricks at the back, Richard. I had no idea that they were going to fucking turn up. I'm trying to talk about Cliffhanger. Sorry, Richard, you were talking.
Well, I don't know.
There's a fucking microphone picking up everything that's going on in here. And you're chatting. How's he meant to edit around that? What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? Sorry, Richard. It's just one or two pricks in the room. Letting down the fucking evening. Fucking. We were talking about Cliffhanger.
Yes. And lovely it was too before the interruption.
Yeah. So John Lithgow hates his performance.
John Lithgow hates his performance in it, apparently.
So he's playing an English guy in it, and he's obviously classically not English. So my favourite line in it is when he goes, "So sue me." Yeah. He says, so sue me. And nobody in England says sue.
Yeah.
So sue me.
But weirdly, his English accent makes Craig Fairbrass's actual English accent seem more ludicrous.
Craig Fairbrass is English, and he's there going,
yeah. I used to play soccer.
He's beating up Michael Rooker, isn't he, on the edge of a cliff, and he's going, I used to play soccer, and then obviously Michael Rooker.
He's doing a kicking slow nose.
He keeps taking like penalty shootouts on Michael Rooker's head, and then Michael Rooker grabs a pump action shotgun, doesn't he? Slams it into Craig Fairbrass's chest. Tips him over the side of the mountain, doesn't he? And he goes, "Season's over, asshole!" And of course, it wasn't. It was right in the middle of the Premiership. So that shows how much Americans know about soccer.
Yeah. It's had one of the most expensive air stunts ever, didn't it? With the heist.
That got ripped off later by The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. Which was but also the other thing is, this is a little anecdote. I loved Cliffhanger so much that when it got nominated for an Academy Award up against Jurassic Park, I was genuinely gutted that Cliffhanger didn't win the Academy Award. For doing model work, basically. It was just it's a little no. Okay. I guess some anecdotes are just for me to remember with fondness.
I've got because I collect videos and I go to the video shops and I collect videos even to this day. A couple of years ago, I found Cliffhanger in a second-hand shop, Big X box, Big X rental box, and on the side of it said for your consideration, and it was one of the screeners sent out to Academy members to vote on the Oscar. And I don't know whose it is, but I'm sure if you checked the number, it would have
been specifically for special effects, screenplay and acting.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you this. I went back here before I came on stage.
He's gone.
Well, I found that. I was trying to work out a way to use it.
Why don't you just call it Cliff?
Yay! So Cliffhanger is my favourite film. It was written. It was already a script, and I think Sylvester Stallone rewrote it. He rewrote so much of it that he got a writing credit on it. Yeah. So
I was going to do a little test because you're a massive Stallone fan, aren't you?
I am a massive Stallone fan.
I was going to give a little test on Stallone, which was how many films has he written in terms of not like based on things he's written, they've done in terms of he's written it or he's been credited as a writer on the screenplay.
And you've got a number?
I've got a number.
So he did. He's been credited, not sole. I don't understand what the question.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like he wrote. Say, like he wrote a movie.
He did
Fist, yeah.
He did Paradise Alley.
Yeah.
He did Lords of Flatbush. Did he write that?
Well, no, but that's additional dialogue, doesn't count. But that you're correct. So
Do you want to know about Lords of Flatbush? He made a film with Richard Gere called Lords of Flatbush.
Yeah.
And
Henry Winkler, the Fonz, being the Fonz before the Fonz.
Yeah, and it was really cold when they were filming it, and it was a no-budget film, and they used to have to eat their lunch in the back seat of a car. And Richard Gere was not popular on set, and Sylvester Stallone and Richard Gere didn't get on, and they were sat next to each other. And Richard Gere came into the back of the seat with a really greasy chicken sandwich, and all of the pools of oil were like collecting in the silver foil. And Sylvester Stallone turned around to him and said, "If you get any of that on me, I'll fucking kill you." And Richard Gere went, yeah, whatever. And then a bit of the foil tipped, and all of the grease went all over Sylvester Stallone. And Sylvester Stallone claims that he is the one that started the rumours about Richard Gere inserting gerbils up his ass. Based on that.
Well, that was also the film. Didn't Stallone sort of try to get on the Lords of Flatbush because he didn't get a part in The Godfather, so he decided to do his own sort of gangster Italian American thing. That's what he's like. So he didn't rewrite it, but he sort of
I've not seen Lords of Flatbush.
Yeah, it's got a brilliant trailer. It's basically a 50s doo-wop song, but like so the trailer is like, here's a story, you know, like proper like boom. But it's got that ends with a really terrible high-pitched 3-part harmony, which is it goes the Lords of Flatbush, rated PG. That's how the trailer to it ends. It's just like
because he sings the theme tune to Paradise Alley.
Yeah.
He sings the theme tune to Paradise Alley.
Have you seen the thing where he's
Not his
on...
brother Frank.
No.
I know that's what you were thinking. Surely Frank would have sung that, but no, Sylvester Stallone.
Have you seen the thing where he's on the chat show and he's basically got to introduce Frank Stallone's band, and he has to sort of go, well, I was asked what my favourite band was, and I was like, well, I'm related to the guy who's in the best band, and then does this great... It's Frank Stallone, and Frank Stallone does this terrible weird country and western number, and it's Frank Stallone, basically Sylvester Stallone's got to sit on this chat show at the height of his fame and go, this is my favourite band in the world because he's my brother. It's absolutely fucking brilliant.
The thing about that is, what's that? That's Fist. That's Paradise Alley. He did Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, Rambo.
Yeah.
Expendables 2, Expendables 3, Staying Alive, which is a sequel to Saturday Night Fever, and Staying Alive, he had the opportunity of getting the Bee Gees to come back and do the soundtrack, but he didn't. Instead, he got Frank Stallone to do the soundtrack. If you don't know who Frank Stallone is, he plays one of the hoods in Hudson Hawk. no, you know. So that's what 16 at least. He wrote that Homefront, is it?
Homefront, yeah.
Jason Statham
and Cliffhanger. We said Cliffhanger. Well, Cliffhanger, yeah.
He didn't write Demolition Man. He didn't write The Specialist. Did he write The Specialist?
No.
Didn't do Assassins. Didn't do Judge Dredd.
No.
Didn't do Get Carter.
No.
So what have I got to? 16?
3 more. Oh, actually, no, I've got 22 down here, but I think you've got 3 more to
Cobra.
go. Cobra, yeah. You got. Well, according to this, I've got 2 more that you haven't got.
Cobra, did he do Nighthawks?
Didn't write Nighthawks, no.
Did he do Over the Top?
He wrote Over the Top.
Yeah.
You've got 1 more that he wrote. 1 more that he wrote. But technically, you are just a massive fan and going through his IMDb page. So he wrote it, and also, if you want a clue, he wrote it and did all his own singing.
Oh, Rhinestone.
He wrote Rhinestone. Yeah, you thought that was a piece of shit he was in. No, he wrote that motherfucker.
He wrote that. He wrote that.
Yeah.
God, fucking hell, because that was at the period when he wasn't an action star.
Do you know Rhinestone? Do you know what Rhinestone is? It's basically My Fair Lady. But Dolly Parton decides she can make anyone a country and western singer. And she chooses Sylvester Stallone.
She chooses Sylvester Stallone, who's a cabbie, isn't he? He's a New York cabbie.
It's kind of incredible. But but again, much like when we were talking about the film earlier, sounds a lot better when we describe it than it actually is to watch. It was so long ago.
No, it's good
in real life.
Yeah. It's one of his best. Well, it's not one of his best.
No.
I do like him, but I am able to discern whether it's a good or a bad one.
My favourite quote, I just to tell this quote I saw online about Stallone, which we'll move on to actually doing the fucking
I just want
show.
You to know that I showed restraint and I didn't even mention Tango and Cash.
Good man.
I just knew he didn't do it.
I know. explaining to the New York Times how he wrote the script for Rocky in 3 days, right? Have you seen it? You really know this quote? I'm astounded by people who take 18 years to write something. That's how long it took that guy to write Madame Bovary. Was that ever on the bestseller list? No, it's a lousy book and it made a lousy film.
From the author of Expendables 2. If you haven't seen Expendables 3, it's the film that Expendables 1 and 2 wishes it was. It's good.
Have I left one out? I think I've left one out. Didn't he write Driven?
He did. He wrote Driven with Rennie Harlin, who is the director.
So I'm sorry, people.
Cliffhanger, which brings us back to
Cliffhanger. Yes, sorry. I feel like I should have just had everyone around our house for my house for like a chat rather than drag them out to a nightclub.
The two chatty ladies at the back who I was worried about are actually 100% on board. So I wouldn't worry, Rich. They're going to go straight home and Amazon the fuck out of Rhinestone.
If only there was.
Well, that's what
if only there was a movie Shazam, it should be like everyone's phone would just be.
There is a movie called Shazam.
I know. No, I know.
Starring Shaquille O'Neal. Isn't it?
I know. Yeah. He's awesome.
Shaquille O'Neal. What did I watch with him in the other day?
Nothing.
Blended. The Adam Sandler movie.
Oh.
I was on a plane and I watched Blended, the Adam Sandler movie. Something about the altitude. I cried. I found it deeply, deeply moving. Fun fact.
It's
hot in here, isn't it?
Oh, word.
Wait till I get my cock out.
I read. Oh. I did.
Very risque, isn't he?
I did read online that apparently this may not be true. I don't know. John Lithgow was a last-minute choice for Cliffhanger.
Who was the first-minute choice?
Christopher Walken.
Of course he was.
Which I don't know if that would have... Yeah.
Sue me.
Yeah.
So sue me.
Hang on.
It's basically Stewie Griffin.
So sue me.
There you go, he can do it. Nobody knows who Christopher Walken is, mate. Sorry. Yeah. I thought that was excellent.
I don't work for the KGB anymore.
Favourite Christopher Walken movie?
Because your son, fuckhead that he is, left his driver's license in the dead dog dealer's hands. It's your daughter, Amy, screaming. It's not too late. You can call her and save her. Dead Zone.
My favourite Christopher Walken movie is Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that film.
Everyone does.
Your mother teach you the soul. Stitch this. That's that. He does that joke in Meet Joe Dirt. That's terrible. Yeah.
It's pretty.
Who doesn't love David Spade movies with parodies of Full Moon? What's the movie? What's the Moon Junction terror? The porn thing. Two Moon Junction. He does a parody of that in it. You're supposed to go, I get this cultural reference. I mean, I did, but that's me.
I mean, I've seen it 35 times, mate. Yeah, I've never picked up on that. So
it's a bit. Who do you love? That bit when he's doing the. That's from Two Moon Junction. When he's kind of like it doesn't matter.
It's weird, isn't it?
This is why Skype was invented, Nick, for me and you to have these chats on our own.
I've never met anyone else that's seen Joe Dirt. Doesn't Joe Dirt feel like a longer film that's been edited down to be a shorter film?
Yeah.
That's like all films, really, I suppose.
Kid Rock's in it, isn't he?
Kid Rock is in it.
Kid Rock
do you know what? He's fucking amazing in it. Right? Kid Rock is fucking amazing, and he does the wheel spin, and then Joe Dirt gets covered in dirt, and he goes, "I'm cool," and Kid Rock goes, "No, you're not." Fucking brilliant.
This is all he has a head injury, so he puts a wig on his head and it becomes like matted into his own head.
Don't give away the surprises, mate. There's so much gold.
So much undiscovered gold.
And it's got half of Sweet Valley High in it as well. It's just like, how would you pick? You know the twins in Sweet Valley High, and one of them is in Joe Dirt. How would you pick? Let's do the scene.
So, holy Lord! We need about 25 characters. So, who wants to be in Cliffhanger on this podcast? It's just me and you.
That's fine.
Who's not seen Cliffhanger before we get started?
I've not seen it.
It's
You
terrifying.
will have in 5 minutes, mate.
Yeah. So I'll be the narrator of what's going on. Yeah, it's got really weird. So Gabe, I suppose you want to be Stallone, don't you?
I'll be Stallone.
So you're Gabe. Shall I be Hal, who's Michael Rooker, so it's not weird if you're being all the men?
You be all of them, and I'll be Gabe.
I'll be all of them except Gabe, and I'll just try and do voices. All right. Cliffhanger. Exterior mountain range. A rescue helicopter is flying around the Rocky Mountains. There's a lot of radio back and forth.
Rescue 3, Jesse! Do you see them yet?
Patience, my love, patience. Wait, I think I see them sighted. What's the word, Frank? The word is we got 'em over there. Helicopter flies around while base tells them it's too windy to do a rescue, which is why I have to set up across and do a zipline thing, which is basically the exposition. They see Hal and Sarah. Hal signaling his okay, Gabe. Where are you? We see Gabe on a rock.
Hey, be careful, you embarrass old Frank!
It'll take a heap more than that, rock jock. The helicopter flies away, and we linger on Stallone, climbing for fucking ages. Literally about 30 seconds of just Stallone fucking climbing.
And it's less obnoxious than Tom Cruise doing it at the beginning of Mission
That's
Impossible 2,
very
isn't
true.
it?
They're about the helicopter flies away. They're about 200 yards from the top of the tower, right where the ledge comes out. Gabe pulls himself up on the ledge. Winded, he slumps down next to the couple. Ha, glad you could join us.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Gabe.
So, how's the knee?
I think it's out. No big deal.
Yeah, I remember when you twisted it getting out of the hot tub.
I thought that was an old war wound from Nam.
Really? Rescue 3, I've located a stranded climber. Jesse, please send down the transport line.
The helicopter dips down towards the ledge. No way it can land here. Frank lowers a rescue wire to Gabe, who swings precariously out from the edge to grab it. The wire is just out of reach.
How are you feeling?
Is that me? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh god, I've got my...
Gabe sees that Sarah is growing increasingly nervous at the prospect of having to make
the wrong way.
an emergency transport.
Oh no, the script's around the wrong way.
Mine's alright.
No, it's not, is it? Is it?
The chopper's rotor wash requires all present to speak in a loud voice.
How are you feeling?
Fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Why you say we take off and leave this clown behind?
Don't tempt me.
Sarah smiles as if she's considering it.
Hal
Go on. Come on, mate.
Literally doesn't matter.
Hal grabs the radio.
Rescue 3, please be advised Ranger Walker is making advances to my girlfriend. They're liable to get his ass kicked right off this mountain over. Copy. Hal, tell Gabe he only makes advances to me or else he'll be walking down for 1,000 feet and sleeping outside.
Baby, he lies.
Is he really 4,000 feet? Hey, whatever that guy tells you about me, don't believe it, okay?
Thanks.
I know you're
We
nervous.
missed the line.
I'm just hanging around.
Yeah, you missed it out.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's the best
It was in
line in the
script, yeah.
thing.
I'm just hanging around.
Well, I don't recognize the face, but the butcher looks familiar, is the next line.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I'm just hanging around.
I know you're nervous, but we've done this 100 times, okay? Okay. He kisses her.
Excuse me, Captain Hot Tub. Remember, keep your arms and legs within the vehicle at all times.
Hal mocks, falls backwards, and laughs like a lunatic, scaring Sarah.
Yeah, great, Hal. That really inspires confidence.
Hal pulls himself across the wire. Gabe steals a glance at Sarah, realizes how frightened she is.
So, how did Hal ever talk you into climbing up into the tower?
He told me it was going to be better than sex.
Really? 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 I'm just hanging around. Are you ready for the... Really? Well, are you ready for the best ride in the park?
You give me a minute, I'll let you know. Oh, hang on. I have my script spot again.
Hal has made it across safely. He made it!
Of course he did! Really, there's nothing to it.
I can do this.
Sure you can.
I'm so sorry for all the trouble.
Oh, Sarah, don't worry about it, really.
Are we still on for dinner tonight?
Of course we are.
Sarah timidly but bravely goes out over the ledge and starts to work her way across the wire.
Now, Sarah, keep your eyes on me. Don't look. Sarah, look at me.
She keeps getting encouragement all the way from everyone until the harness clip under Sarah's strap breaks. Oh my God! Sarah! I'm gonna fall! Oh God! Help me! The harness completely unravels at once. Its strands shoot through the clip. What was a seat has become a trap door. That's what the script says. In half a second, as the harness shoots out from under her, Sarah falls but grabs the harness strap. Help me! Please, oh God! Help me! Help! Hold on! Sarah, hold on! Get her, Gabe! Throw her a line! Hal's very worst fears are being realised as Sarah, too scared to breathe, dangles her on the remaining strand of what used to be the harness. She sways from the wind and jerks of her own weight. Her grip loosens. The top clip that's supporting all of Sarah's weight is being seriously tested. A single knot in the harness is caught there, but it clearly won't last long. Gabe, you got to go in and get her. No!
I'm coming out again, you Sarah!
It's not rigged for two people. Just keep it steady and I'll send her in my harness.
Mumbles. There's
no time, I'm going out for...
Gabe leaps on the wire.
Sarah, I'm coming for you! Hold her on a little bit longer!
Can you please? I can't hold on!
Hold them down! Keep looking at me! You gotta hold it!
Screaming and panic from everyone, her teddy bear falls out of her bag and drops thousands of feet to its doom. Sarah, reach up and grab him! Everyone keeps shouting variants of reach up and grab him, as if that hadn't occurred to her. The buckle finally snaps and falls, and somehow Gabe manages to defy gravity by reaching down further than his arm to grab her.
I mean, Stallone wrote that bit.
I got you!
I'm gonna die!
You're not gonna die!
Don't you lose her, Gabe! Sarah starts slipping. I'm slipping!
You can do it, Sarah!
Hold her, Gabe. Hold her. Please don't let me fall! Please! I don't want to die! I'm slipping!
Sarah, I got you! You just gotta reach up!
I'm trying! You can do it, baby! Please! Just reach up! Help! I'm slipping! Gabe, don't you lose her! Don't you lose her! Don't let me fall! Close up of gloved hands as hers slowly starts to come out.
Sarah, please!
No, Gabe! No! Gabe! Don't let me fall! Yeah. Cliffhanger.
It's fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you want to watch it, really, and pretend that bit didn't happen. We should have a system, Rich, where we're not drinking at the same time.
Well, just for an edit point, we've got about 20 minutes to do everything else before everything.
We can do it, and everyone will be really grateful, and then we'll go upstairs and
So your next favourite scene is a scene. It's a miscellaneous scene from any film ever. So what's a miscellaneous scene you really like?
my miscellaneous scene from any film ever is the bit in The Big Lebowski when they're having a conversation and Donnie is out of his element.
It's a scene where they meet Jesus essentially for the first time, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great. The Big Lebowski. See The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Like The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Because I think The Big Lebowski is one of those films that if you've seen it, you like it. I don't know anyone that doesn't like it.
No, people hate it. People really hate it.
Dicks.
Yeah, no.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen The Big Lebowski? It's a great fucking movie.
It's basically, what's really great about it is I'll do a little bit of why it's awesome before we do the scene, and Nick can do what he likes to see. But it's like a Roman Chandler movie. It's basically like a private eye noir movie, but just set in sort of 1997. The dude is in every single shot like he would be if he was like Philip Marlowe or someone. It's a noir movie. That's why it's great, because it's not a noir movie, but that's the narrative it follows.
Yeah, it's about a man, a stoner who's trying to find a rug. And it's 2.5 hours long. And I watched it 17 times. I watched it it's amazing. I watched it 17 times on video, right? We had this tiny little video. And then we watched it at a cinema. There was a screen of it. And me and my friend had fallen out with each other. And we weren't talking to each other, but it was our favourite film. So we went to the cinema to see it. And there's a bit when his landlord is doing a piece of physical theatre. And he does a forward roll, and we've seen it together. We've seen it 17 times, and because we saw it on a big screen for the first time together, and we weren't talking to each other, right at the same moment, we both noticed for the first time that he uses a blue crash mat to do his forward roll on, and we pointed at the screen, and we both went crash mat, and we never argued again.
It's a film about a lot of bowling is very sort of, which I think is really interesting. He never bowls. You never see the dude bowl.
He never bowls once. Also, every single male character except for Donnie. That's not true actually. But several male characters in the film are in love with the dude. And Donnie and Walter are like a couple. And Walter is always telling Donnie to shut up. And that's what this scene is about. But also the cowboy played by Sam Elliott is totally in love with the dude. And every time you watch the scenes between them, like Sam Elliott is just
making eyes,
so in love with him. And when the dude gives him a compliment, he blushes and he goes, "Thank you." It's just the sweetest. It's really sweet, but it's like this amazing gay Raymond Chandler movie about a rug. It's great. It's just.
I really like The Big Lebowski as well.
Well, I've never heard anyone else say that everyone's gay in it, but I think everyone is gay in it. I don't think the dude is gay, but if he was, he's basically
Venkman in Ghostbusters, because everyone else is gay in Ghostbusters except Venkman, who isn't gay. That's what the whole of Ghostbusters is about. It's about AIDS paranoia in New York.
Is it?
Yes. But I think so. But I don't really know what I'm talking about. But that's what I believe. I believe that ghostbusting is a metaphor I think ghostbusting is a metaphor for exercising your own personal demons. Except for Venkman, who's fine. It's basically whether he wants to hang with his friends who are gay, or whether he has to it's like acceptance, and I think that's what it's actually about. So, who do you want to be?
I don't really want to be any of them, but I when I watch it, I always think that'll be nice to watch it. I don't ever think that'll be nice to be in it. So, what's your name?
Roger.
This is Roger.
Come on,
so
Roger.
It's The Big Lebowski, co-starring Roger as Donnie.
Stand here. Come on, stand here, Roger. No, don't worry.
You're in good company.
Did you just watch the cliffhanger of it? I wouldn't worry.
You need to choose a mic you're going to use and a script.
Oh, that's
okay. The bowling alley. Crash! Scattered by a strike in slow motion. We are looking across the length of the bowling alley as a tall, thin Hispanic bowler displaying perfect form. He wears an all-in-one Dacron polyester stretch bowling suit with a racing stripe down its side. The dude sitting next to Walter in the moulded plastic chairs. The dude is staring off towards the bowler.
Fucking Quintana! That creep can roll, man.
Yeah, but he's a fucking pervert, dude.
Huh?
The man is a sex offender with a record. Spent 6 months in Chino for exposing himself to an 8-year-old. Flashback, we see Quintana in pressed jeans and a stretchy sweater walking up a stoop in a residential neighbourhood and ringing the bell.
Huh?
When he moved to Venice, he had to go door to door and tell everyone he's a pederast. Still in flashback, the door swings open and a beer-swilling middle-aged man looks out dully at Quintana, who looks hesitantly up.
What's a pederast, Walter?
Shut the fuck up, Donnie! Quintana gets a strike. He celebrates. We see his name is Jesus on his shirt. Anyway, how much do they offer you?
20 grand, and of course I can still keep the rug.
What, for making the handoff?
Yeah, they just gave dude a beeper. So whenever these guys call...
Whoa, what if it's during a game?
I told him it was during a league play.
If what's during a league play?
Life does not stop and serve your convenience, you miserable piece of shit!
What's wrong with Walter, dude?
I figure it's easy money. It's all pretty harmless. I mean, she probably kidnapped herself.
Huh?
What do you mean, dude?
Rug Pierce did not do this. I mean, look at it. Young trophy wife, marries a guy for money, but figures he isn't giving her enough. She owes money all over town.
Like, fuck
It's really
with people laughing. Just shut the fuck up.
Sorry, I was... Richard, continue.
I think it might be you.
It's all a goddamn fake, like Lennon said. Look for the person who will benefit, and you will, you know what I'm trying to say.
I am the walrus.
That fucking bitch!
Yeah.
I am the walrus.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie! V.I. Lenin, Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov!
What the fuck is he talking about?
That's exactly what happened, dude. This makes me fucking sick.
You, what do you care, Walter?
Yeah, dude, why is Walt so pissed off?
Those rich fuck. This whole fucking thing. I did not watch my buddies die face down in the mud, so this fucking strumpet.
I didn't see any connection to Vietnam, Walter.
Well, there isn't a literal connection, dude.
Walter, face it, there isn't any connection. It's your role.
Have it your way. The point is...
It's your role.
The fucking point is...
It's your role.
Quintana approaches. Are you ready to get fucked, man? They both look up. Quintana, on his way out, looks down at them from the lip of the lanes. Over his polyester all-in-one, he now wears a windbreaker with a racing stripe and Jesus stitched in the breast. He's holding a fancy black and white leather ball satchel, perhaps a Sylvia Wayne. Behind him stands his partner, O'Brien, a short, fat Irishman with tufted red hair. I see you rolled your way up into the semis. Dios mío, man. Seamus and me, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, well, that's just, like your opinion, man.
Let me tell you something, Dejo. You pull any crazy shit with us, you flash a pit us on the lanes, I'll take it away from you, stick it up your ass and pull the trigger till it goes click.
Jesus.
You said it, man. Nobody fuck with the Jesus. Jesus walks away. Walter nods sadly. 8-year-olds, dude.
Do the voice, do the accent.
8-year-olds, dude.
Zoinks!
Sing.
Okay, the next scene is Jaws.
Jaws! Big fans of Jaws? Has everyone seen Jaws? Has everyone liked Jaws? Everyone happy with Jaws?
This is my favourite scene in Jaws.
Jaws is one of the greatest films
I mean, look at the length of that fucking speech, mate.
Don't have to do all of it, but I think you should.
Okay.
This is the famous Scars scene, isn't it? Scars scene from Jaws.
Scars in Jaws. It's my favourite scene in Jaws because,
I think Robert Shaw's. A big fan of Robert Shaw. I think Robert Shaw's Robert Shaw's great in Jaws.
Sure.
So sue me.
So sue me. Season's over, asshole! You're not gonna die! Zoinks! Like, let's get out of here, Scoobs! Nice idea, Shaggy!
Previously on Perfect Movie. Who are you going to be? Quint, obviously.
I don't. Well, won't you be Quint?
No, don't give him Quint. He's got the 2.5 fucking minute speech.
No, don't give me that. Yeah.
He should be Brody because he hasn't really say anything. He's basically Brody doesn't do anything. He's just there.
Yeah, that's all right then.
Yeah.
I can be there.
You can be Roy Scheider.
I can be there.
You're Roy Scheider.
Yeah? Not Roy Schneider.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Roy Scheider. And Rod Steiger.
In the Iger sanctions.
Rod Steiger, Roy Scheider, and Rob Snyder in Too Many Ciders.
Spoil the bro.
Damn it, Steiger and Snyder. Alright, Scheider.
Where's the bullet? Insider. So Jaws, fucking hell.
I'm nearly a professional.
Just for the podcast, if there's no introduction to Jaws, it's because it's 20 minutes past closing time. We need to get the fuck on with it.
Let's go.
So this is Jaws. This is the bit where they have the he's been hit on the head. Brody's been hit on the head. In the boat.
End to end.
Brody touches the fresh abrasion on his forehead where the fishing rod caught him. Quint bends forward and pulls his hair aside to show something near the crown.
That's not so bad. Look at this. Oh, see, that is there. Ain't no going on. Reason, son of a bitch, we should have time my head with a spittoon.
Look here, Steve Kaplan bit me during recess. Quint is amused. He presents his own formidable forearm.
Wyburn! Should have stopped Buxty from taking my head off.
Hooper.
At least I'm trying, right? He's just doing generic American, right?
Well, Richard Dreyfuss. More ale. Bit right through my wetsuit. Brody is fascinated. Quinton Hooper take a long pull from the bottle of hooch.
These red skies come from amateur. From some crazy but she come up to me with a knife. I got it with a good right hand. But I had the shot like I laid him among the sweet peas.
Ever see one like this? He always have his pants leg revealing a wicked white scar. Bull shark scraped me while I was taking samples.
Nothing, the blood guy. Look here. Sam with a fish's tail. Look just like somebody caressed me with a nutmeg grater.
Brody is drawn into the boasting comparison. He secretly checks his own appendix scar, decides not to enter the competition. I'll drink to your leg. They toast each other. Brody looks around, sees the strobe blink once through the darkened window.
Well, a young fella. Oh, just look. Don't touch. Mako. Hello there, but you don't get me with a road bastards but twice. You for your first and your last.
I think I can top that, mister. Give me a hand here. I got something to show you. Here, right here. Mary Ellen Moffat broke my heart. Let's drink to Mary Ellen then.
I'm to the ladies, I'm to the sisters, Atlanta and Miss Bunny, shipload of misters. Oh, come on, a minute, and we're Jimmy.
Come on, middle appendix.
Yay!
I almost got him.
What's that one there?
Yay!
Professional.
It's a dramatic pause, right?
Sorry.
This is the turning point of the scene.
Yeah. Okay.
It's my favourite
What's
scene.
that tattoo there?
Go on.
Just that again. What's that tattoo there?
Yay!
Tattoo. I'd have taken off.
Don't tell me. Death before dishonor. Mother. Semper Fi. Don't tread on me. Come on. What?
USS Indianapolis.
What's that? A ship?
1944. Hang on.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I thought you were done. What's that? A ship?
You were on the Indianapolis. You were on the. Oh. You were on the Indianapolis in 45? Jesus.
Yeah. The USS Indianapolis. June 29, 1945. 10.5 minutes past midnight. 2 torpedoes from a Japanese submarine slammed. When was I? 2 or 3. We were still on the seal. The orders after delivering the bomb. The Hiroshima bomb. We're going back across the Pacific, London, and the late. The damn near 1,100 men went out of sight. The lifeboats were lashed down so tight to make a bomb, and we couldn't get a single one adrift. Not one. There was no rafts. None. The vessel sank in 12 bits. Yeah, that's all it took. We didn't see the first sharks here. We've been in the water about an hour. The 13-footer near enough. The blue. You measure that by just the jaws of the steel. What we didn't know, of course, the captain knew. I guess some of us knew. Was the bomb his head had been so thick.
From the top.
I guess that's some of them. What the men didn't know was that they wouldn't even list us as overdue for a week. Well, I didn't know that. I was an officer just as well, but Oh, that was with everybody in the water. Just dying and dumping on my jigs. Several already bleeding. The 300 is all laying on the bottom of the ocean. As the lad went, the sharks came closing. We formed tight groups. Some like squares and an old battle. You know what I mean? So that when one came close, the man there would yell and shout and pound the water, and sometimes it worked, and the fish turned away. But other times that shark could seem to look right at the man, right into his eyes. And in spite of all the shouting and the pounding, you'd hear that terrible eyes screaming, and the ocean would go red, then churn up as they ripped him. Then we'd reform our little squares. But first on, the sharks had taken more than 100. Hard for me to count, but more than 100. I don't know how many sharks, maybe 1,000. I don't know, they average 6 men an hour. All kinds, blues, magos, tigers, all kinds. In the middle of the second day. No, but I started to go crazy from the fast. One fella cried out, "Please, all the river." Then they came to the waterfall. Some started to drink the ocean and choked on it. And some left our little groups, our little squares, swam up alone, looking at the islands. And the sharks always took them right away. It was mainly the young fellas that did that. The older ones stayed where they was. The second day, my life jacket rubbed me raw. And there was more blood in the water. Oh my. On Thursday morning, I bumped up against a friend of mine. Happy Robinson from Cleveland, the bosun's mate. It seemed he was asleep, but when I reached over to waken him up, he bobbed in the wall. I saw the body up end because it bitten in half at the waist. Well, Chief, so it went on. Bombers high overhead, but nobody noticing us. Yes, suicide sharks and all this going crazy and dying of thirst. Noon the 5th day, Mr. Hooper, a Lockheed Ventura, swung around and came in low. Yes, he did that. Yes, that pilot's on it. And a big fat baby come down out of the sky and began to pick up. That was when I was most riding of all. But I was waiting for my turn, just 2.5 hours short of my days and 5 nights when they got to me and took me up. 1,100 of us went into that ocean. 316 got out. Yeah, 1,945. June the 29th. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
Thank you, sir. I love Robert Shaw too. Now, because we don't have much time, we haven't really got to really a lot of explanation to why you love this last scene.
I don't think it needs an explanation.
No, but for the final scene, Nick, what is your favourite scene? The favourite last scene to any film ever?
It's the end of Rocky IV.
The end of Rocky IV, which is one of the greatest endings ever. So, because if you listen to the podcast, you go, well, why is there no further ado? It's because this evening's been long. So we'll have had to edit it all out. It may not seem long to you, but to us it's been long. So there'll be no horseshit. What we're going to do is we're just going to go straight to Helm, being fucking awesome, doing the final speech to Rocky IV, which is the greatest way to end anything ever. So, without further ado, Mr. Nick Helm, Rocky IV.
I came here tonight. I didn't know what to expect. I seen a lot of people hate me, and I didn't know what to feel about that, so I guess I didn't like much nothing either. During this fight, I seen a lot of changing. The way you feel about me, and then the way I felt about you. In here, there were two guys killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million. Because what I'm trying to say is, if I can change,
you can change. Everybody can change.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, then please like my page on Facebook to get updates about live shows, podcast recordings, and more. That's Richard Sandling's Perfect Movie. You can follow me on Twitter at @squat_Betty. You can check out my YouTube videos at user ID Buckham39. You can check out my website, www.thatawesomemovieguy.com. A special thanks to the Geekatorium at geekatorium.net for all the help in recording this podcast. If you'd like to come and watch these shows being recorded in London, you can get tickets via wegotickets.com. It'd be lovely to see you. I've been Richard Sandling. This is Richard Sandling's Perfect Movie Podcast. Thank you very much, and good night!